Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. I hear you. Good afternoon. How are you? What's going on? Welcome to another day in America. Hmm. Well, hmm, I just saw something that just disturbed and really, it was, I'm going to say this. I wasn't surprised when she said it. I wasn't surprised at all. We all know Candace Owens, the right wing's little, little tall baby. That's what she is. The right wing's little tall baby. That little, all you gotta do is pull the string and she start talking. She ain't talking about nothing, but she just opened up her mouth and started talking. She fixed her mouth to say that Derek Chauvin did not receive a fair trial. And then Brett Favre comes out of his mouth and says that he didn't think that Derek Chauvin intentionally killed George Floyd. I said, Brett, I know you played football for 20 plus years, and I know you took some vicious hits, you know. Well, really, Brett? Really, Brett? If you put your knee on somebody's neck for almost 10 minutes, that's not unintentional. You wanted to do that. You meant to do that, bro. That wasn't no excuse me, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, you meant to do that. That's just like if you slap somebody. I can see, you meant to slap that person. If you raised your hand and went full force, you meant to do that. Ain't on my bad. A man cheats on his wife. He intentionally just fall up into the other woman. Unintentionally fall up into it. He intended to do that. He meant to do that. That was purpose behind him wanting to do that. And that's the same thing we seen with Derek Chauvin. He meant to do that. That's the same thing this officer meant in Columbus, Ohio, when he killed Ma'Khia Bryant. There were two other officers on the scene that, and I don't understand this for the life of me. Is being a police officer a spectator sport or something? A spectator sport, I'm sorry. You just stand there watch as your officer or your partner does something and you don't do anything? Didn't we just see what happened? I mean, more of these officers should be like the sister was in Buffalo that stopped her partner from choking somebody. And all that she got for that instance for doing her job was she got fired. She just got reinstated and got her pension, which she deserved. But Derek Chauvin and the rest of these clowns with badges who think they're above the law, we need to start snatching their pensions. We need to start attacking those unions and hitting them pension funds. Instead of suing the city, hit them pension funds. See how they'll stop. But fair trial. When Candace Owens said that Derek Chauvin didn't get a fair trial, I said, whoa, wait a minute. Derek Chauvin was charged. He was arraigned. He paid bail. He was out on bail for a whole damn year. He got bail. He got Due process. I'll name some names for you, Candace. Maybe you can follow along with me. Trayvon Martin, Jordan Davis, Eric Garner, Alton Sterling, Sean Bell, John Crawford, Sandra Bland, Laquan McDonald. None of them got a fair trial at all. They didn't even get due process. Due process under the law means this. If you are arrested or detained, then you have a right to get legal counsel and defend yourself. You have a right to live and defend yourself. None of those people I mentioned got a right to do that. But I tell you what they got. They got caskets for their troubles. Their loved ones had to bury them, put them in the ground with no justice whatsoever, no due process whatsoever. And you sit there and fix your ignorant mouth and say, well, Derek Chauvin didn't get a fair trial. See, it's amazing how hypocrites can come out their mouth and talk about whatever somebody else didn't get when you sued. Remember this, Candace, when your family sued the Trumbull, Connecticut school board over bullying that you got or discrimination that you got, which you got $40,000 from. See, you don't say nothing about that. I'm sick of these so-called tap dancing ass Negroes, and that's what I call them, tap dancing ass Negroes who want to side with Massa every time so you can get a couple of biscuits off the table. He gonna drop you. You, Brandon Tatum, Jesse Lee Peterson, Larry Elder, and the rest of y'all. Why didn't they just resist? Well, it's kind of hard to resist when you got 4 bullets pumped in your damn chest. That's kind of hard to do after the fact. Or when you got a gun stuck to your temple, it's kind of hard to do that. But no, these folks, if the nigga was doing what he was supposed to be doing, he wouldn't be done. Ahmaud Arbery. And these weren't even Ahmaud Arbery, Jordan Davis, and Trayvon Martin. The people that killed them weren't even sworn police officers. George Zimmerman wasn't no sworn police officer. Michael Dunn wasn't no sworn police officer. And them two who looked like deer in the headlights in Georgia, one was a former cop, and his son wasn't even nothing. And the other dude, they hit him with a truck. They weren't police officers. So Brandon Tatum missed me with that bullshit that you be talking about on your little platform, Officer Tatum. We know why your YouTube page is so popular, because there's a certain group of people that love that. And as long as you dance for them, they're going to keep loving that. Now I'm damn sorry. If you don't like what I'm saying, then don't. You ain't got to talk. You ain't got to look at my stream. Go somewhere else. But I'm damn sick of black bodies, just like Billie Holiday was singing Strange Fruit. I'm tired of us laying on the side of the road. If Billie Holiday sung Strange Fruit today, whoa. This is the same government that wanted to put her in jail for singing that very song, for telling the truth. And people around the world see it, they ain't stupid. I heard Steve Harvey on the radio saying He did Family Feud in South Africa, and he got a standing ovation. And the people kept clapping, they kept clapping. And Steve asked why. We said, because we are proud that Derek Chauvin got what was coming to him. See, you can't get away with doing something like that. That's what Dr. King was so skilled about. He put it right there on TV. He said, well, there it is. You don't believe me? Look at it. He exposed Bull Connor. Look at him. He's sicking dogs on people. He spraying them down with fire hoses, high pressure hoses. Is that how you treat people? Is that how we act in America? We stand up and sing that song. That song, that's what I call it. Land of the free, home of the brave. Brave who? Free who? Because they damn sure don't look like us. That's why they don't play the third stanza of that song. Amazing. That song became our national anthem 1931. My father was a year old. You know what was going on in this country. If Birth of the Nation, the original Birth of the Nation, I'm not talking about my man's version of it. I'm talking about the D.W. Griffith's version of it, was shown in the White House. And the racist connotation behind that, the bigoted connotation behind that was shown. And then you got people walking around here saying, first of all, you have a so-called Hall of Fame quarterback walking around here saying that I don't think Derek Chauvin intentionally killed George Floyd. Just like Warren Sapp didn't intentionally try to knock the shit out of you every time he hit you. Yeah, Brett, I said it. Just like a defensive end coming around the corner had no intentions of hitting you and hurting you. Oh, it was unintentional. I hit you. Brett, shut the fuck up. Go around there and keep doing them copper fit and them Wrangler jeans commercials and playing with your dog on your Mississippi plantation and shut the fuck up. Candace Owens, go stick something in your mouth because somebody's zipper is probably stuck somewhere. Yeah, I said it. See, I can't do this on YouTube. Might not have been able to get away with that on Facebook, but I get away with, I can say what I want to. And all you right-wing, gun-toting, crazy-ass nuts talking about God is your judge. Well, you better act like it because God is going to be your judge sooner or later. You keep spouting out that stupid stuff and keep doing that stupid stuff to people. Yeah, you're going to go get to see God. And he's going to look at you and he's going to say, well, tell me about what this happened right here. Why did you do that? Nobody has no right to take anybody's life for talking about and talk about it was unintentional. You either intended on taking their life or it was an accident. And 9 minutes and 29 seconds ain't no accident, bro. That wasn't no accident. You meant to do that. He meant to do that, Brett. He meant to kill George Floyd. If you got a man handcuffed in the prone position and he can't do anything to you, and if you look at the charge, you may wait a minute. You're going to do all that to a man who supposedly passed a counterfeit $20 bill. Allegedly passed a $20 bill. But on January 6th, you had thousands of people storm the Capitol. I'm going to say thousands because it was. stormed the Capitol building to interrupt a legal transfer of power. A legal, constitutionally mandated change of power. A police officer lost his life there. One police officer lost his eye, and over 100 other officers were injured on that day. Oh, yeah, well, a protester got killed. Hey. And the police officer was cleared of that. Because that's what you're talking about when you're facing imminent danger. When somebody coming at you saying, okay, it's going to be good nighty-night for you. You said, no. But you see police officers who were sworn to protect those people inside that building open up the barricades and let these people in. Open up the barricades and let these people in. If you are supposed to be a sworn peace officer, your job is, if they get towards that barricade, you got your riot gear on, you say, guess what? It's raining pepper, baby. It's raining pepper like in pepper showers. And I'm hitting you with everything I got. You want to act like that? I'm going to treat you like that. No, but you let these people run through the halls of Congress. Was that intentional? Was that unintentional, Brett? Was that unintentional, Brett? These people running through the halls of Congress, threatening the vice president, threatening the senators and representatives inside that building, threatening them with death. They said they got to Nancy Pelosi, they would have ripped her apart. That's what these people were thinking now. It wasn't unintentional. These people running through the halls of Congress with their Trump things on and everything else. But if if Maxine Waters says, if this is not right, we got to get more confrontation. But you say she was inciting a riot. When the 45th president of the United States said, we're going to march down to Congress and we're going to demand that they not overturn justice. We're going to take our country back. Well, I can't help because half of them folks out there with an 8th grade education couldn't understand you cannot do that. That's not my fault. But for Brett Favre and Candace Owens, Brett, I think you got hit too many damn times in your 20-year football career. And Candace Owens, you need to go somewhere and sit your head down somewhere. And all the rest of y'all tap dancing for them folk. You gonna call George Floyd the scum of the earth. Yeah, the man had some issues in his past. Who don't? But that doesn't mean that man had to die like that. He didn't get a fair trial. He didn't get due process. All these things is he alleged. And then when these people are murdered, you got right-wing pundits that come out like you, Candace Owens, and start talking about their lives. Well, Breonna Taylor dated this drug dealer guy before, and, she was probably still selling drugs. Wait a minute. Breonna Taylor was a highly decorated public servant as an EMT, highly decorated. She was honored for the job that she did for the city of Louisville in Jefferson County, only to lose her life because 3 rogue-ass cops, and that's what I call them, And the dude that they were all abashed about was sitting in jail. Basically, what those guys was doing was basically, we're going to go see if she still got some ties to him. And if my man, her boyfriend, did not live, I guarantee you what was going to happen. What they didn't expect was that brother was legally armed. Like MC Ren says, and Straight Outta Compton, when I'm legally armed, it's called packing. And he was packing. His baby didn't get no fair trial. She didn't get due process, but she got 8 slugs in her. You see, that's what they're part of fair trial and due process is. I'm going to be the judge, jury, and I'm damn sure going to be the executioner. And guess what? I'm going to get away with it because my boys got my back. Well, Minneapolis just taught us a lesson about fair trials and due process. When the chief of the Minneapolis Police Department says, "Hey, we don't tolerate that kind of crap. We don't take that. We don't train officers to do that. We don't train officers to treat people like subhumans. And we do not care to have those people around us." When the 9-year-old boy testified in that trial and said, "Hey, man, he wouldn't take his knee off that man's neck." And to the sister that videotaped it said the same thing. He refused, even when people were screaming, "Hey, man, he dying, man. He ain't breathing, man. Get your knee off him." You had 3 of his underlings who could have did what my sister did in Buffalo and snatched his ass up off of George Floyd. But they was too busy scared. Well, I ain't gonna do that because, it could blow back on me. Well, it already blew back on you. You lost your damn job, first of all, which you should have. And now you're coming up and try. You're gonna be coming up for trial on August 23rd of this year. And you think the people are going to be favorable on the 3 of y'all after what a jury of 12 did to Derek Chauvin? Ice Cube said this very profoundly. "I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And all those people I mentioned, they were carried by 6. Because they damn sure didn't get a chance to be judged by 12. We have to understand something here in America, man. We got to, it's the right thing. Ain't nothing wrong with doing the right thing. I have no malice against any police officers. I have some police officers in my family. I have law enforcement officials in my family. But I don't care what job you're doing. If you're a doctor, if you're committed, if you're not doing what you're supposed to as a doctor, then you shouldn't be a doctor. If you're a plumber and you're doing something wrong, you're doing something unethical, then you shouldn't be a plumber. You shouldn't hold that job if you don't have any type of ethics, any kind of morals about yourself. You should hold a job that holds you ethically and morally responsible for others. Then you shouldn't hold that job. If you don't feel like you can do that job the way it's supposed to be done, then hell, go sell insurance or something. Even they're held to a standard. Everybody is held to a standard. Everybody is held to a moral standard, whether you want to believe it or not. But like I said, for Candace Owens to say Derek Chauvin did get a fair trial, what America do you live in, sweetheart? And for the rest of them, Brandon Tatum's, who always want to break down, well, I got some friends in Georgia that said Ahmaud Arbery was committing a crime. What crime did Ahmaud Arbery commit, Brandon? There was no trespassing signs at the house he would have looked at. What was he alleged to be in there, Brandon? Jogging while black? How about Kendrick Johnson and Valdosta? Everybody jumps up and down about, well, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Kendrick Johnson was rolled up in a wrestling mat in the gym in Valdosta, Georgia. And when they opened up his body, all they found was newspaper. Somebody knows who killed that boy, but they're not trying to worry about that. None of those people, only two of those people who committed that insurrection at the Capitol have been charged. I mean, charged and indicted. The FBI saying, well, we're still looking for facial recognition. We're still looking for guys. This is the same organization that took out Fred Hampton and didn't need a big investigation about it. Well, along with the Chicago police that took out Fred Hampton. But you can't all this technology. And see, that's what put Derek Chauvin where he is now, technology. Had we not had that, Derek Chauvin would probably be still on the streets of Minneapolis with a badge and a gun until he did something else. The brother, who was a Minneapolis police officer of Somalian descent, who killed the yoga instructor, he's sitting in jail doing 12 years. And I don't think Derek Chauvin should get any less than 12 years or any more than 40 years. Anytime he's spending behind bars and he ain't on the street of Minneapolis, feels good to me. And what happens is, with this police chief, he goes in there and cleans out the rest of the rats. This police chief, he stood up to the union and said, nah, you ain't gonna get away with that. I say you go out there and do away with these police unions. Because all they're doing is festering criminals and bums. It's funny how the DOJ is trying to investigate Marilyn Mosby, but they ain't trying to shut down that rotten Baltimore Police Department. Officers planting dope and stuff on people, killing people, sucker punching people in the street. But you don't want to go after them. But their victims don't get a fair trial. Freddie Gray didn't get no fair trial. He didn't get due process either, but he damn sure got his spine severed. How, man, you carrying into a van somehow gets his spine severed? You tell me. These cops are nothing more than a 2021 version of the slave catchers. They do the same thing the slave catchers used to do when they caught a slave a little bit outside the plantation. Boy, where your papers at? And if they couldn't produce their papers fast enough, it was all over. This is the same America that let Kyle Rittenhouse cross state lines with an AR-15, shoot 2 people dead, and then walk with the police, and they gave him water. And when he decided to turn himself in, they brought him in. Yeah. He alive everywhere else. He's sitting awaiting trial. Think about Ma'Khia Bryant, the 16-year-old girl from Columbus, Ohio. 16 years old. Kyle Rittenhouse was 17. How about Dylan Roof? Dylan Roof walks into a church, shoots 9 people dead. Crossed state lines. They caught him, brought him back. They took him to Burger King so he could have it his way. And he did get to have it his way. Because the damn show got arraigned and the damn show received due process. He got to be judged by 12. They didn't carry him by 6. He got judged by 12. Kyle Rittenhouse getting ready to be judged by 12. Ain't that funny? But Trayvon Martin was 17 and Jordan Davis was 17. Same age as Kyle Rittenhouse. But they didn't get judged by 12. They got carried by 6. Well, man in Chicago, the youngster in Chicago, Adam Telesco, he going to get carried by 6. Laquan McDonald got carried by 6. None of these people, like I said, none of these people got judged by 12, but they got carried by 6. This is where America has to look at itself in the mirror and say, you know what? This got to change. A lot of people praise, and ooh, I hope that verdict don't turn out the wrong way. Because if that verdict turned out the wrong way, we would have seen America on fire. America, they still ain't off the hook yet. Because you got to get these other 3 individuals. At least they all being tried together. And they're going to be judged by 12. The officer that shot Dante Wright, they put a barricade up around her house. They fenced her house in and she got 24-hour guard and everything else. Well, wait a minute, though. We don't get that type of treatment. Hell, she resigned from the police department. And she was charged with a crime. How the hell she get a barrier put around her house? What kind of stuff is that, man? This same woman who hollered out, taser, taser, holding her Glock 17 in her hand. Somehow, in the heat of the moment, she didn't know whether she grabbed her Glock or the taser. And 26 years on the force. But she's going to be judged by 12. Amber Geiger, she got judged by 12. While Botham Jean got carried by 6. That crazy, ain't it? Yeah, just like Cube said, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Well, you just saw what went down in America. Just keep your prayers going, read your word, and hopefully, some things start to happen. I'll holler at you later.